Sue Ellspermann's journey began among the rolling hills of Du Bois County in the tiny town of Ferdinand, Indiana.
Ferdinand was idyllic. It really was one of the quintessential Indiana small towns. 2,200 people, a main street, no stoplights. When I was growing up, we have one now, but none then.
One of 6 children, Sue routinely helped her father run a small jewelry store on Main Street. But the path to her dreams took a road away from home.
I knew I wanted to do something different. I was a feminist even back then. So when I learned about this thing called engineer in my drafting class, I explored with my counselor, what do you think about me being an engineer? And he looked at me like I had 2 heads.
Sue refused to be discouraged and headed to Purdue University, where she co-opted every other semester at General Motors. Sue earned her engineering degree and worked for Michelin and Frito-Lay before returning to Indiana to start her own consulting firm. After finishing her Ph.D. in industrial engineering, she took a new position at the University of Southern Indiana as founding director of the Center for Applied Research and Economic Development.
One of the projects I took on was the strategic plan for the lieutenant governor, the rural strategic plan, and that got me realizing that I didn't know government. So I took this course, I learned about this course called the Lugar Series, which is a program for women who might want to be engaged with public service.
And it seemed public service wanted to engage with her.
I was working for one of my predecessors, Mitch Daniels. We were out canvassing the state, looking for community leaders, civic leaders who might have an interest in serving in the legislature. And she checked just every single box that you would want in someone to represent you.
Sue is just probably one of the most dynamic, approachable persons I've ever seen anywhere, in any event or whatever. You just naturally gravitate to her. She's dynamic.
Just 2 years later, she was asked by then Congressman Mike Pence to be his running mate for the Indiana governor's race.
She was way ahead of the curve in terms of what the state was really needing to focus on, and that was workforce development initiatives.
Sue was building quite an impressive resume, and while government may not have been her dream job, it was preparing her for something that was.
As I traveled 92 counties and realized almost everywhere I went in the state there was an Ivy Tech, I understood just if we were going to have the kind of economy that Indiana needed for Hoosiers to thrive, Ivy Tech was really key.
And so in 2016, she left the lieutenant governor's office to take the reins of Ivy Tech, and the impact was both immediate and significant.
Ivy Tech serves all 92 counties in Indiana. We have 19 campuses, over 40 sites across the state, and of course we have one of the largest online, we call it Ivy Online, for online learning. We are Indiana's community college, which means we serve all Hoosiers, and that means we're Indiana's workforce engine.
Sue's always been open-minded, always been a kind of an entrepreneur in a lot of ways, and that has started a number of new programs, and she's the perfect person to be running Ivy Tech.
She could very quickly align communities, the corporate sector, academia, partner with other schools in higher ed, unlike we'd ever done before. And we were needing to do it. It was wanting to be done for, I'll say, decades.
And Sue Ellspermann has been going nonstop for decades, but her husband and family have sustained her. As retirement approaches, she's looking forward to spending more time with them.
I look forward to, when I retire, having that chance to have more one-on-one time with the grandkids. I would like to babysit a little more often, but not that often.
Even as she steps away from full-time work, Sue's philosophy and impact on Indiana will continue to be felt.
I'm just proud that Indiana is a state where you expect to roll up your sleeves, do the work. You don't expect anything for free. And I think most people do want to make a difference, whether that's going to work every day and putting in a good day of work, or whether that's trying to change the world in some way.
She can be tough, she can be strong, she can be always classy, always honest, but she does it in a way that is respectable. We wouldn't be the state that we are today in a positive way without her leadership.
I don't know of too many people that have done what she's done. The living legend of Indiana, I'm telling you, there's no question about it.